Donald Trump's health decline has gotten so bad and become so obvious that now members of Congress are demanding an investigation into Donald Trump's health decline, and they are asking his personal doctor to do an immediate physical evaluation on him because of how erratic he has been over the past week, 2 weeks, month, his entire term, but especially with everything going on with Iran. The decisions he made, the things he posted, this is long overdue. So now you have Republicans and Democrats calling for an investigation into Donald Trump's health. We are going to get into this later in just a moment, but I want to show you also what Republicans are saying, what Democrats are saying, what doctors are saying about Trump's health. But I have to start here because I saw on social media. This is a photo of President Biden with none other than Jay Leno in Los Angeles recently. I want to tell you the story behind it. Joe Biden was spotted in LA this week with none other than Jay Leno. Spotted by the ice cream place in LA while filming another episode of Jay Leno Garage. Biden has been on his show multiple times in the past. Report says Biden took time with local kids, families, posed for photos, and even signed a few school papers. To take Taper's disappointment, Jake Tapper predicted that Biden would be in a wheelchair post presidency immediately after he got out of office. Nothing says Joe Biden more than classic cars with and ice cream. You absolutely love to see it. And this was Joe Biden with Jay Leno. Looking great. This is a man with stage 4 cancer. And if you turn on Fox News at any time during Biden's presidency, they would be talking about his health, the walk he walks, the way he walks, talks, or the shoes he was wearing. It was always very strange. But this is Joe Biden right now looking great. And look at these photos that he stopped to take with people in Los Angeles. Different peoples who are around the area. I mean, he's looking fantastic. And just to do me a favor, this is a photo of Donald Trump's recent hand. The bruising on his hand and still exists on Donald Trump's hand. This is a recent photo of Donald Trump falling asleep in the Oval Office during important meetings with his advisors. You tell me who looks better and who looks more healthy. Donald Trump, who's falling asleep in the middle of meetings, or Joe Biden, who's out in LA meeting with Jay Leno, still meeting with people on the ground and have important conversation. I just wanted to point out there, as we talk about about Donald Trump's health, and of course the claim that Republicans made about Joe Biden's health during his presidency, and they continuously ignored Donald Trump's very rapidly health at decline. And let me just give you an example of this. The other day, yesterday actually, Donald Trump was asked about Iran trolling on Strait of Hormuz, and he said no, we are not going to let them to do that. It's international water. If they are doing that, nobody knows if they are doing that, which is not really a coherent, but just watch.
You're not going to let them troll the strait, are you? I mean, it's international.
No, we're not going to let that. It's international water. If they're doing that, nobody knows if they're doing that, but if they're doing that, we're not going to let that happen.
We are not going to let that happen, except Donald Trump just told ABC Jonathan Karl the other day that he is okay with the Iranians charging a toll for all ships that go through the Strait of Hormuz. He told me they might be joint US-Iran venture to charge the tolls. So Donald Trump wants to go into business with Iran. Quote, we are thinking of doing it as a joint venture. It's a way of securing it. Also securing it from lots of other people. It's a beautiful thing. So Donald Trump yesterday says no, there will be no tolling on the Strait of Hormuz. On April 8th, Donald Trump says there will be, and we are going to do business with Iran. This guy is out of his mind. He can't even remember what he said the other day, and of course he's falling asleep in meeting as well. And we have people like Dr. Jonathan Rainier, a former cardiologist for Republican VP Dick Cheney, saying earlier in the week the president threatened to kill an entire civilization, and now he posts a video of woman being beaten. To put it mildly, that's concerning behavior. If he was a member of your family, you would argue him to see a doctor. He should have a medical evaluation. And that actually brings us to this letter from ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, Jamie Raskin, asking the White House physician to conduct a cognitive exam of Donald Trump, citing his Truth Social post and Trump's statement at the Easter egg roll. And this is what the letter says. It's very well written. Dear Captain Barbabella, that's Trump doctor. According to former Representative Marjorie Taylor Green, long one of Trump's treacherous political allies, the president has quote gone insane. That This is a medical judgment I am not qualified to make, but I understand what Republicans Marjorie Taylor Green is talking about. Experts have repeatedly warned that Trump has been exhibiting signs consistent with dementia and cognitive decline. And in recent days, the country has watched Trump's public statement and outbursts turn increasingly incoherent, volatile, profane, deranged, and threatening. His apparently deteriorating condition has caused tremendous alarm across the nation and political spectrum president about the president's cognitive functions and continuing mental fitness for the office of president, and prompted concerns about the president's well-being at a time when your country is at war, especially when the war was initiated by him without congressional approval. American people must be able to trust that commander-in-chief has the mental capacity to discharge the essential duties of the office. I therefore request you conduct a comprehensive cognitive assignment of Donald Trump. Provide those results to Congress and make yourself available to brief Congress on your findings. What's interesting is that Donald Trump and Barbabella have claimed that he's perfectly healthy. There has never been an issue. And every time that Donald Trump has had an examination, Barbabella puts out this like short statement, just say, "Oh, Trump is great. Nothing to worry about. Move on." He never really he never really talked to Congress about he's never talked to Congress about this stuff. He does not talk to reporter about this stuff. He just kind of hides away. So if Donald Trump is so confident in his health, why not get Dr. Barbabella under oath? Don't see any problem with it, do you? Republicans and Democrats alike have recognized that cognitive fitness is a matter of urgent and essential public concern, and that it warrants rigorous congressional oversight, calling former President Joe Biden's mental acuity one of the greatest scandals in our national history. Former actually subordinated the White House position and issued a comprehensive staff report on the subject. Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan that he's declared that a president who is not cognitive fit is not fit for office. I trust that both the chairmen will understand by the important principle today, with the country in an uproar over the president's recent fulmination and mad threats. Trump's recent behavior has raised unsettled questions about his mental state, of course, with the yesterday post saying Tuesday will be power plant day and breach day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you will be living in hell. Just watch. The post combined vulgarity and profanity, unprecedented threats of mass civilization destruction, and a scarcity inversions of Islam on Easter morning. Then at the White House Easter egg roll of the following day, the president, flanked by the Easter bunny and surrounded by hundreds of children in pastel days and bunny ears, launched into an inexplicable rant about the Iran war, describing bombing missions, down fighter jets, and rescue operation to an audience of small children. He then told the assembled children that he could sign autographs and that the kids could sell them for $25,000 on eBay before descending the White House steps with the labor physical difficulty, grabbing the first day of support and displaying visible dark pushing on his right hand. Reference this picture that was taken recently that you know still exists on the Donald Trump hand. The bracing is very much still there, very much still active, and we will still don't have explanation for why it's there. Accordingly, no later than 5 p.m. on April 24, 2026, I insist that to conduct a comprehensive neuropsychological assessment of the president, including a formal cognitive screening instruction, and publicly release the results, to provide a detailed report on the president's current mental state and physical health status, including any medications he currently taking and their potential cognitive side effects. And 3. Make yourself available for a briefing under oath with members of committee on the result of the assessment. I look forward to your prompt compliance with the important and urgent oversight request. Now will Dr. Barbabella comply with the request? Probably not, because so far he has not done everything to avoid reporters and Congress and committees and testimony under the oath about Donald Trump's health. But that has stopped Republicans, as Jamie Raskin mentioned in that letter, from raising the alarm about Donald Trump's health. This was Marjorie Taylor Green on CNN yesterday. And look, I would just never like a year ago. 2 years ago when Marjorie Taylor Green was singing Donald Trump's praises, I could never imagine that they would be in this situation with her saying something like this on CNN. Watch.
Seat in Congress has been taken over by a wonderful and talented man, Clay Fuller, who won convincingly. And despite the stench left by Green, congratulations to Clay Fuller, a very large improvement over his deranged predecessor, end quote. How do you respond to that?
I don't have to respond to that. You don't respond to bullies, and you don't pay attention to people when they're failing. And President Trump is failing right now. And so he's a man that's lashing out. After all, this is the man that threatened to wipe out an entire civilization of people. You can't respond to someone like that. They're mentally unstable. But really, I do wish Clay Fuller great success. And of course, I hope all the best for Georgia's 14th district.
Wow, mentally unstable. Marjorie Taylor Greene says something that I think we have all known for quite something now, at some time. But perhaps is a new discovery for her and other Republicans who are saying the same. So we will see if this investigation happens. If Barbabella decides to compile, probably won't. They have a cover-up in the White House. But I will leave the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe down below. Drop a like on video, comment. Let me know what you think about this story. And of course Donald Trump's health broadly. Have an amazing rest of your day and we will talk.